We are glad you're a part of this program, The Power Circuit, an informative program brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. Here are the headlines. Mambila Hydropower Plant project process receives a boost as firm waves court action. Ghanaian Power Authority officials visit TCN headquarters, share experiences. Top officials of the Energy Commission of Nigeria visit TCN, Tall Power Transmission Substation in Abuja. We have the Regional Operations Manager in the newly created Kano region of TCN, Engineer Bernard Ogagavoria, with us in the interview segment. He speaks on his role of coordinating bulk power transmission activities in the region that spans Kano, Jigawa, and Katsina. I am Amara Agugoisi. Welcome to the Power Circuit. The Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, says an energy firm, Sunrise Power Transmission Company of Nigeria Limited, has discontinued its arbitration case against the federal government, leading to the removal of legal impediments to the delivery of the Mambila Hydropower Plant project in Taraba State.
The minister was responding to a question on the lingering arbitration process while interacting with journalists in his office. Malami said the legal battle constituted a bottleneck which stalled investment into the project. The federal government had in August directed the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, NSIA, to source and pay $200 million to the firm. But the minister said Sunrise had withdrawn its pending arbitral proceedings in respect of which it was claiming against the interest of the federal government, an amount owed in the region of around $1 billion. The pending litigation had constituted the only impediment that stopped the investors from investing in Mambila projects, but that had been effectively displaced with the withdrawal and discontinuation of the arbitral proceedings by Sunrise. Malami further emphasized, noting that the discontinuation of the proceedings at the International Court of Arbitration in Paris, France, calls for celebration. The Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar D. Aliu, just recently also received the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Ambassador Choi Juan-jun, on a working visit in his office at the powerhouse in Maitama, Abuja, where they both discussed how to move the project forward as the hurdle has been cleared. Under the engineering, procurement and construction EPC contract arrangement led by CGGEC and its consortium, the China Exim Bank will provide 85% of the $5.7 billion construction cost, while the federal government of Nigeria, FGN, will bear 15% of the cost.
A team from the Volta River Authority, Ghana, led by the Manager, Strategy and Planning Department, Clement Bukwaye, has paid a courtesy visit to the headquarters of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, at the powerhouse in Abuja. During the visit, the team was received by the Acting Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz. They discussed specific challenges as well as shared experiences on the electricity system in both countries.
Speaking on behalf of the officials from the corporate strategy team of the Volta River Authority, Ghana, the team lead and manager strategy and planning department, Mr. Clement Bokei, extended the goodwill of the managing director of the power firm, Engineer Emmanuel Atuwe Dakwa.
In terms of why we are here, we decided to pay a courtesy call to understand the Nigerian power sector. We know Nigeria is our big brothers in a lot of things. The African power sector appears quite similar. And so as part of our strategy development, we have looked at our system. We would like to share some of the experiences from our system. And they would also like to share, learn and understand some of the dynamics of the Nigeria power system We believe that the two systems, even by virtue of interconnection, are similar.
The team lead said the team was eager to hear firsthand how Nigeria is tackling some of its power system challenges to serve as an enabler for Ghana.
We want to look at some of the things that you've been able to overcome and see what we can learn. We also share some of the things we've been able to overcome and see what we can learn. And we believe that together it would help build our various organizations, but also build the relationship that currently we have through the West African Power Pool. So in summary, this is the reason why we are here.
In his response, the acting managing director and chief executive director of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, extolled the leadership of the Ghanaian firm. Engineer Abdulaziz, who is also the chairman West African Power Pool, WAP, said Ghana is also an active member of WAP, just like Nigeria.
We have each other's support whenever it comes to something, because we share the same language and other things.
After the opening session, the meeting was expanded with the various management officials of TCN in attendance. During his presentation, Mr. Bokai said the company has spent 60 years in the power business as a state-owned generation company. Based on the presentation, some of the officials of TCN present made inquiries to further understand how the power generation company dispatches its energy into the national grid and how Ghana manages its power allocation for distribution to the final consumers. The Volta River Authority team lead provided the clarifications and noted that the firm was in Nigeria to also understand how the national power grid system is being managed. On behalf of the acting MD CEO of TCN, the General Manager Transmission Service, Engineer Olujimi Adetola, gave the overview of the Nigerian power sector as well as the operations of TCN in coordinating the national power grid.
Because Nigeria is a large country, for seamless operation we have regions that handle activities at different locations. So we have 10 regions that are doing this job for us, and under the regions we have sub-regions and work centers.
The General Manager Engineer Geoffrey Nwokwe said Ghana has similar challenges in its power sector like Nigeria, such as liquidity issue, limitation in energy dispatch, and gas supply shortage.
I discovered that you have similar challenges. When you talk of liquidity programs, it's much here too. And then when you talk of exchange rate losses, it's here.
Let's take a break. More reports shortly.
Verify that land before you buy it. To drastically reduce the incidence of building under the transmission right-of-way or encroaching on designated TCN land, members of the public are hereby requested to verify land near or along transmission line route before purchasing it. Verification should be made in the Land Development Authority or at the TCN office. This would help in drastically reducing the incidence of building under transmission line right-of-way and save us all the problem of pulling down the structure or truncating transmission line expansion projects in your community due to court injunction. Help us serve you better. Verify that land before you buy it.
Meanwhile, top management officials of the Energy Commission of Nigeria, led by the Director General, CEO, Professor Eli Jidere Bala, have also paid a courtesy visit to the management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, in Abuja. The officials were received by the Executive Director, Independent System Operator, Engineer Maman Lawal, and the General Manager, Research and Development, Engineer Dr. Tom Inugonum. On behalf of the Acting Managing Director, CEO, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz.
He said the Energy Commission was reviving its role of interacting with stakeholders in the power sector towards harnessing ideas to improve energy growth in Nigeria.
For a long time, Energy Commission has not been really interacting about all the workshops with the stakeholders. And we felt that it's good we go out and meet the stakeholders, know more about their operations. And indeed, you are one of those that who chosen to visit some of the facilities and to know more about your operations. That is the major objective of this visit. And I think the party should be grateful that the NTA has obliged. And we believe that it's going to be a win-win situation for the two of us and indeed the industry at large.
The Executive Director, Independent System Operations, Engineer Mamman Jimo Lawal, welcomed the Energy Commission team, saying such collaboration is key towards improving on the gains of the Nigerian power sector. He took his time to intimate the visiting team about the mandate of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, in terms of delivering bulk electricity nationwide and managing the national power grid.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria has two functional business units. You have the independent system operator and you have the transmission service provider. The transmission service provider is the asset owner. They engage in system maintenance, transmission system maintenance, as well as in project-related activities. Whereas the independent system operator, as the name implies, is handled with the responsibility of grid management. And by the way, it is sectioned into two major components. You have the system operation and you have the market operation.
The General Manager, Research and Development at TCN, Engineer Dr. Tom Inugonum, read the welcome address of the acting MD, CEO of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Abdulaziz.
We thank you for your initiative. You have taken in acquainting yourselves with the activities going on TCN at this time where we are striving to increase our wheeling capacity as well as reducing technical losses in our network to ensure that the core objectives of TCN is established and achieved. It will be of great benefit to Energy Commission of Nigeria, whose mandate is to strategically plan and coordinate national policies in the field of energy, to have a better understanding of what TCN does, to enable her to formulate policies that will help both agencies and other stakeholders synergize for the growth of the power industry.
Engineer Abdulaziz also directed that ECN team should be taken on a tour to the 330 132 kilovolt Katampe power transmission station in Abuja for the team to have a view of the bulk power transmission process.
And we hope that your coming will be worth every time spent. On behalf of TCN, the MD warmly welcome all of you, and we wish that all your questions will be answered. Thank you.
Engineer Inugonum, in a presentation, explained the functions of TCN and how it operates a power transmission substation in line with global best safety practices. The TCN officials then led the ECN team as they left for a tour of the Katampe 330 132 33 kV transmission substation some few kilometers away. At the substation, the visitors were first sensitized on the safety practice as they were given the necessary safety kits. The first port of call at the bulk power transmission facility was a control room.
This is a transforming substation. We call it transformer station. You have frequency converter substation. You have power factor correction substation. You have switching substation. But majorly, what is being done here is transformation. That is transforming voltage from the high level to lower level. I'm sure maybe during lecture you might have understand what generating station does, how the voltage is being stepped up. Here is like a garage. We discovered that grid runs all over the country. But this is Abuja Motor Park, one of the Abuja Motor Park. As it comes here, our responsibility here is to transform that voltage from the high level.
The team also went to the switchyard where they were briefed on the workings of the power transformers and the other equipment.
Welcome to this section of the Power Circuit. Recently, we featured the Acting Regional Transmission Manager of Kano Region, Engineer Badamasi Adamu. Today, in this interview, you'll hear more about the region from the Regional Operations Manager, Engineer Bernard Ogagavore, as he speaks about the newly created region, being the 10th region for the TCN National Operational Coverage.
How has it been with the operations of the new region?
The Kano region was carved out from the old Kaduna region. Normally, when a new region comes up, it comes up with its own challenges. So no doubt there are a lot of challenges that came up with the creation of Kano region from the old Kaduna region. To some extent, the creation of Kano region from Kaduna region has made it, easier in terms of operational control and even administrative control. Why do I say this? Kano region, as it is today, has three major sub-regions. That is Kano sub-region itself. That one has about 7 substations embedded in it. Then Dusi is equally a sub-region with 3 substations, and the Katsina sub-region also has its own 3 substations. And in all of this, there are AGMTs and maintenance crew stationed in all of this region. So it is easier now to tackle because of closeness. You have created a sub-region from a region, and then you appoint key officers and men within that sub-region. So it is easier now to really manage some of the inherent operational challenges that we encounter from time to time. So it has been wonderful, and we'll be doing well to reposition the region to bring it at par with other regions across the country.
What project is TCN executing in the region, including the Kumboso substation housing the regional headquarters?
There is an ongoing 330 kV, 120 kV substation around Rimi, Zakara. That substation will go a long way in reducing the burden on Kumboso. As it is today, Kumboso is being overstretched. From the axis of Danagundi, from the axis of Dakata substations, all these are substations. They are in fact, Danagundi and Dakata substations, they are the oldest substations in Kano metropolis. So with the growth population in Kano state, they have been overloaded. So effort is being made now to come up with Rimi Zakaria, which is a 330 kV, 1 kV substation, to relieve Kumboso, the existing 330 kV of those load. And that substation is about, I think, 70% completed. The last time we checked, I think the MD was there with the contractor in charge. I think he assured us that within the shortest possible time, they will complete, because they are at about 65-70% completion. I think that is the major project, a 330 kV, 120 kV project ongoing within Kano metropolis.
What challenges do you think are affecting the seamless operations of TCN in the region?
It's a power sector, and challenges come, and as they come, we have men in the field. We have the TSP group in the field. Those of us in the ISO, we look at for areas, possible areas of breakdown. Once we notice, we quickly inform the TSP group and they move in. But there are some, they happen spontaneously, either due to natural faults. It could be due to rainfall, especially during the period of rainy seasons. Wind, storms, and even a bed could breach a line, and then the line could trip. A vehicle could lose control, run into our equipment and all of that. But as soon as such problem comes, we bring it to the attention of the appropriate department, which is the TSP group, who are in charge of maintenance of such equipment, and they are brought back, and then power is restored to the affected customers on those areas. Definitely the challenges come, and then they are handled with the best of our expertise in the field.
What is a typical daily operation for you as the regional operations manager?
As the regional operation manager of Kano, my duties, responsibility is broad. It's very broad because I see the entire region. Not only Kano sub-region, which is part of Kano region, equally so for Katsina sub-region and Duse sub-region. All of these three sub-regions are under Kano region, as I said before. Basically, I oversee the region in terms of operational responsibilities. Not only that, but equally so for administrative responsibility. So it's a combination of both operational activities and administrative responsibility, not just to my men in Kano, the workers with me in Kano, but even equally so to corporate headquarters. We coordinate daily activities at the interface between the ISO and the DISCOs, and equally between we and the TSP, now there's also some level of interface. So we coordinate these all major challenges that may confront us as a company. We collate them and push them forward to the TSP group, that in turn goes out, to the field to solve such problems. We equally interface with the National Control Center. The regional operation manager, is also interfacing with the National Control Center, where of course we have a GM there and his men. As we interface with National Control, so also the regional operation manager equally interfaces with corporate headquarters, the GM, ISO especially, and then the ED of course.
You just heard from Engineer Bernard Ogagavoria about being a regional operations manager that coordinates activities at the new Kano region of TCN. It's an exciting time speaking with experts in the field, and we urge you to always look out for this segment to keep you informed on the daily practical steps towards getting electricity supply to your premises. Again, here are the stories we brought to you. Mambila Hydropower Plant project process receives a boost as firm waves court action. Ghanaian Power Authority officials share experiences at TCN headquarters. Top officials of the Energy Commission of Nigeria on synergy visit to TCN tour 330 132 kilovolts Katampe substation. And we had the regional operations manager of the newly created Kano region of TCN, Engineer Bernard Ogagavoria, in the interview segment. Engineer Ogagavoria spoke about coordinating activities of bulk power transmission across 3 states under the region. Keep your support coming for TCN as you watch our episodes on the TCN YouTube channel. Also visit these platforms to learn more about TCN and its mandate of delivering improved bulk electricity nationwide. Ensure you protect yourself against the COVID-19 pandemic by getting vaccinated and following the prevention protocols. I am Amara Agugoisi. Let's get along again next week.